Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are here for session 20 of A Blaze of Cruelty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just a couple of real quick notes. We have a change to the schedule for In the Heart of Rage. So if you're keeping track of that campaign, the session on the 14th is canceled. There has been a overlap in plans, unfortunately, and two of our players won't be able to play that date, which would cut us down to 60% of our players for that session, which is untenable. So we will not be playing In the Heart of Rage on the 14th. But that's the only scheduling note. Outside of that, we are moving on with things as usual. So here we are. I want to draw some attention to our For the War Effort community challenge. If you have channel points, or even if you don't have channel points, please donate them for the war effort. This is to help the world, the CDF, the Korean Defense Force, supply its troops with food, armor, weapons, etc. There's a post about it in the announcements and our Discord. So go ahead and check that out. And go ahead and donate some points, some channel points. And if you don't have any, show up to the session, watch the session, click the button every once in a while to get more points, and then donate your points the next time we have a live session. So, and I think the limit is 2,000 that you can donate at a time. So, plenty of time, plenty of opportunities across 3 campaigns to donate points. The limit is 250,000. That's what we're looking for. I'm only going to extend it one more time. By then we should have had plenty of sessions. Whatever the result is, the result. Right now we're at 64,000 points, which is great. We're getting close. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and introduce our players for the session. I'm going to start with let's go reverse alphabetically. That would surprisingly start with you, Gavi, because your username starts with an S. But we're going to start with you, Gavi. You're also she's never mind. She is totally deafened and muted. So
I was
oh.
I was trying to check the Twitch stream to verify that we were coming through. So I had you muted so I could hear the Twitch. That's
Gotcha.
the delay. Hi, I'm Gavi. I am playing Barakasa, who is a half-drow barbarian. Mom of Mayhem.
Mom of Mayhem. Alright. That would take us to Raven. Go ahead, Raven.
Hi, I'm Raven. I am playing James, the charisma of the party. I'm gonna keep it with that today.
Okay. And then we're gonna go Jordan.
Hello, I'm Jordan. I'm playing Agnar, a Darthaki sorcerer.
Okay. And then we will have Darrow.
I'm Darrow. I'm playing Reinald Gerritsen, Agnar's cousin, a Darthaki ranger.
And then last but not least, we have Cynthia.
I'm Cynthia. I'm playing Rianne, who's into Casa and not anybody's mom.
You're not anybody's mom.
Well,
not here.
Well,
not here.
Okay. Well, that's everybody. That's all of our players for this evening. We're going to go ahead and get started. The last time we left off, we were in the Sorath boarding house. And after a dire encounter with the Night Raptors, the local garrison, Dominic and 2 new allies retreated to the boarding house, ran into their compatriots, got introduced to each other, and essentially we're putting Dominic under the microscope here, trying to figure out why he's doing the things he's been doing. The last thing he said to me at the end of last session was, if I spend all of my remaining spell slots, can I cast Zone of Truth even though I don't have it prepared today? And I said, sure, that's fine. So you now have 0 spell slots. They're all gone. You may now cast Zone of Truth, and you may begin, but I think I do need to add some music that supports this a little bit. I think this one. Let's do this one instead. Okay. You go ahead and you cast Zone of Truth, which basically covers the whole room. We'll put it in the center there. And you may choose to... I don't believe there's a saving... Wait. Yes, there is. It's a charisma saving throw. You may choose to fail it if you wish.
I'm going to choose to fail it.
Yeah, Dominic, I assume you have chosen to fail it. But everyone else, you may make a charisma saving throw. The DC is 14.
See which people don't want to speak truthfully, I see.
Agnar is going to choose to fail.
Okay.
Reynolds tries to resist and then immediately says, I still pick my nose.
Mayhem, really?
He's a dog. Sometimes he has things to hide, like baguettes.
But he's just sitting there, like,
Also
looking guilty with, like, a baguette under the table. I mean...
Yeah, he does look very guilty with a baguette under the table.
I'm pretty sure I gave him that baguette.
He still looks guilty with it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what did I say the DC was? 14? Alright,
14.
so everybody but Renault passed. But Dominic, you chose to fail. So.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, scene's yours.
So, Dominic's going to approach the head of the table and kind of put his hands down against it. After he casts that spell. He's going to be like, okay. Let me be completely honest and forthwith here. Some of you know about my past, and some of you I've just recently met. But I am Dominic Lucius Manipold, the third son of Dominic Manipold, the second, and the third son of the Manipold family. I am many things, but I am not a cold-blooded murderer. I am not. What they've said, I could not do that to my family, to my blood. Have I killed? Yes. But it's always been in self-defense. Always in retaliation. I have done nothing but defend myself. Now, some of you have lived many more lifetimes than I have, and have dealt with tragedy issues of war, violence, politics, whatever. But in less than a season, I have lost everything. My mother, my father, my brothers. Not too long ago, on the day of my sister's wedding, to Nikolai, one of the sons of the House of Sharon of all things, I awoke to the pummel of a sword in my face. Some Sharon House guard must have thought me dead after attacking me. Next thing I know, I woke on a pile of my family members and house servants, their bodies burning all around me. I was on fire. And Dominic takes a moment to kind of adjust his shirt to show off some of the burns that he has on his neck and chest. They were dead. And their bodies were burning like meat on a stove. Now, somehow I managed enough strength to roll off that pyro and crawl away. Next thing I knew, I was outside the city. No idea how I got in there. Rescued by some unknown party, given this sword. And all of that bloodshed just so those monsters, could take my sister and first force her to cultivate some damn healing herb. My entire damn family, they died for what? The work of two who only wanted to make medicine cheaper. My mother and my sister, they weren't saints, they weren't important. But they were kind. And what did that get them? My family's ashes and bones left under the sky for the vultures to pick through. No funeral rites, no burials. Not even mention in the street of them being murdered. So, yes, I went into town I would do anything to get revenge. To free my sister, to fight the Sharon family, until my last breath. And you see Dominic, he's a little tense. He grabs a hold of a necklace in his shirt. And he continues, I will pay whatever price I have for that power. I will give whatever I have left, whatever I have earned. So I went into town. I put a bounty on the head of every Sharon family member and militia that I could even think to identify. And why wouldn't I? My only regret is I couldn't find more people to tell, and I didn't have more money to offer. And if what you say is true, and they are actively looking for me, and it's only a matter of time before they come here, and I welcome them to try, because I am tired of running. The cult, their family, Calvin. There's a larger game of play here, and frankly, I don't care who is on the side of right and wrong anymore. I am not hiding. I'm going to go and fight them, and I'm going to try and kill every last member of their house. And that is my truth. And I'll have you judge me for what I have done, for what you have seen and who I am, not for what they claim me to be. And Dominic will take a couple of steps back.
It would seem that you have not lied to us. Although I still question what happened with Gawain, because that's weird. But if you want your revenge, then you obviously do. Why are you being so stupid about it?
I don't have any other resources. But what is present to me in this room. Well, it's not like you can go to the governor's house in my position.
No, but I can. We can talk to people. We can find out things. We can find out if your sister truly isn't innocent in this. She may not be. You don't know.
The people who you would turn to attacked us, but not a few days prior. And sure, we managed to eliminate that individual who's no longer in their roster, who is, a bad apple. But is he not roaming free again, searching for us at this very moment?
Searching for you. But if you die now, what good comes your revenge? Dominic, if you want your revenge so desperately, you need to be smarter about it. Running around, being the bull in the field, bellowing your head off is going to get you killed. And for no good reason other than you're the last loose end. Now, if you want to die like that, if you want to go just because, and you want to leave your family unavenged and unmourned, unburied, then go right ahead. I will not stop you. The others could try, but I will not. Then why aren't you thinking?
I'm
You
trying
accuse me
the
of
best
being
I can.
You have no idea how much that terrifies me. So what is your overall plan? Just to kill everybody?
Well, I was going to go hire mercenaries. Dominic looks out of the side of his eyes to the two newcomers, and he looks back over. And build up a force.
By standing in the middle of the wells and putting a bounty out on their head. In public. In daylight.
No, that was improvised. I was going to go to a tavern. I was going to go find some mercenaries, but I became surrounded. Unbeknownst to me, I was already wanted. So I had to make a distraction, and I did the best I could in the situation I was in.
You shouldn't have put yourself in that situation in the first place. You are not a stupid person. You can be quite wise. Somewhat foolhardy on occasion, but quite wise.
I could have handled that better. Of that I'll admit.
Good. Thank you. But just killing everyone is not going to answer the why. Is House Sharon, just doing this for the Riz? Or is there a deeper force at play? Does this affect more than just health potions and how our army is handling things? Or is this more rot from within that we need to deal with? These are questions we need to find the answers for. And that is tied up in your revenge.
Even though what you're saying rings true, I fear that lack of action will be my downfall, not because I've failed, but because I fall before I can act.
That is everyone's terror. Even at my age, and the things I've seen, I am going to die with tasks undone. We all will. The trick is to make sure the important ones aren't. You need to be smarter about this. I will help you. I think Ricasa will help you. I think the others will help you. I don't know about your new friends or not. But we have to, make a decision here and now. Do we help Dominic? Or do we stay on the path we're on, which I think intertwines with Dominic's, and unfortunately hints at a deeper rot within Cruelty. So, what say you?
Whatever decision needs to be made should be made quickly, because like I said, it's only a matter of time before they trace me and the others back to here.
I think in this time, Vera's had her arms crossed, her head down, just kind of listening to the two of them ping pong. I'm gonna look up. Very hardened glance at Dominic's direction. And I'm gonna say it was never a question of whether we felt you I will support you. I draw the line at the injury of innocence. If we strike at the rot, we strike at the rot. But I am not going to be part of running around ruining families for those that have pledged to support the city and protect the city. No more of that.
Dominic will nod along.
You said Dominic gestured with a necklace?
He definitely reached under his shirt and grabbed his necklace, as well as looking overall tense. Dominic's going to take a seat at the chair, looking a little deflated, definitely exhausted, and definitely out of spells.
So, Agnar, Rhino, what say you?
I think after Agnar finishes this little blurb in Darthaki with Reynold, he's gonna turn and look and say, obviously, we're not as intimately involved in this as you are, and I can't speak for Renault, but this is exactly the kind of thing, the kind of cause that I'm out here to try and participate in, that I was always kept out of. And I won't pretend to be the wisest judge on where to swing my sword. Sometimes, left to my own devices, I'll clearly swing it somewhere where it shouldn't be. But I feel like this room has a good cause, and he's going to gesture toward Rihanna and say, and I believe the wisdom instead of mine to tell me where to go to solve that or serve that cause. If you would take at least me on as a retainer, and Renault, if he feels the same, we'll help you.
As a retainer, do we get paid?
Yes, I'll pay you.
And I want beef.
Should we survive the next couple of days, I assure you there will be food as well.
Good. I like beef. Alright, I'm in.
Adjust the camera. Hold on. You guys keep doing your thing.
James, we've not heard from you.
It's a hard decision. But seeing as you are all in one way or another, I'll follow.
You don't need to.
I think in that moment, James, you remember what happened back at your store in Fordeath. I think that's partially on your mind, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think at the same time you feel that while you haven't really expressed this to the group, you have a deeply personal reason to go after the cult. But, you've always kept that to yourself. So I think in this moment, you perhaps appear steadfast in your resolve to continue. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to help convey that energy.
All right. So, we're in the revenge business.
I do want to remind my players that Rianne, Vera, and James did receive a lot of news from the garrison that you guys haven't talked about.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
This is true.
Just wanted to remind you, that's all.
Brienne walks over and smacks the back of Dominic's head.
Wow.
If you don't first dig 2 graves before setting on revenge, you will fail. You went into this with no plan and no thought, other than a body count, I think. But we also have more problems. And you'll forgive the player because she can't remember what we talked about 2 sessions ago.
It's okay. Does anybody else remember what was talked about 2 sessions ago?
I probably have a little bit of a list, but I don't have anything written, so I will do my best. First and foremost, the details around the bounty, I will make sure we've like fully said. The military is sending for reinforcements, I believe. And they are awaiting a particular contact to arrive in the city to make their strike to the cult, which I believe they have isolated outside the city in a small village. There's something around the outside of the village. Please help.
So, Setrak Training Center is fully committed to destroying the cult, but the garrison has basically completely hands-offed everything. They're not even patrolling the outside of the city anymore, which is a change from the prior week where they were patrolling the outside of the city, but they weren't going into the graveyard. Now, the only people patrolling the outside of the city is Setrak Training Center, and they are waiting for the arrival of a knight that has been sent up this way on orders of General Massini, and they should be here on the 14th. And when that person arrives, they believe they'll be in a position to strike at the cult in the Undercity at that time. So,
yeah, I had that very backwards. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Dominic will be rubbing the back of his head.
Clearly, our focus was initially on the news we heard about you, Dominic, so that should at least make you feel somewhat comforted.
As comforted as anyone can be accused of killing their entire family, yes.
What did happen with Gawain? Because him just stomping off does not seem in character for him.
Whenever we approached the city, I told him of my plan. He did not see it as a course of action that aligned with his beliefs, but wished me well. And then he was called away to other endeavors.
He said specifically, I think, that he was going to go and fight in the south against Tall. And he flew off on his griffin.
I will never, if I live another 300 years, ever understand paladins.
Me either.
That's even more terrifying. All right, so I see the course of action as being in the following. 1, we need to keep you hidden, and you need to stop calling attention to yourself. 2, you need to pay our new allies their bounty. 3, we need to find out whom we need to either capture or interrogate or kill to find out why the Sharon family decided to wipe out the martyr pools, and we need to find out whether or not your sister is a willing or unwilling participant in this. Have I missed anything?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is find a base of operations for me to hide in. I don't feel like here is secure any longer.
Probably not. Thank you so very much for that.
Well, we have horses. We can set up camp somewhere outside the city. There's probably places in the graveyard they haven't thought to look.
The best place to hide something is where they already have looked.
If we need a place to hide, I can take you through the forests just fine. We could probably hide out there somewhere if we can get outside the city.
We are currently outside the city.
It's right on the edges.
There's
You know,
always
I
the
still see-
chapel.
I'm sorry, what?
The chapel where we found the sword. It was obviously hidden there for a long period of time.
Would you want to stay down there?
There are a lot of things I would like to do, that not being one of them. But seeing as how I can't wrap my fingers around their throats at the current moment, I'm willing to entertain other options.
Well, it's not a bad place to put you. At least for base of operations. The thing is, if we all vanish, that will look even more suspect. And we need to search and find out answers.
Well, not necessarily. They really only know, they being the locals, have seen us two and James around. These two are new.
Well, this is true.
We did kill people in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Hopefully I drew most of the attention in that brief encounter.
What I'm saying is, if we disappear, that's what will be strange. But they haven't seen the two of you. Really.
Well, I can make myself lay low. I promise I can stay out of trouble. And then once you have gathered more information, you can come get me in the chapel.
DM.
Is there a way to roll for incredulity?
Incredulity? There is, yes. You just roll a d20, and if you disagree with the number, you're incredulous. What was your question, Gabby?
I'm trying to put together all of our notes on the cultists.
Yeah.
So the set track training believes that the cultists are back in the Undercity.
Yes.
Okay. How close is the Undercity to that chapel? Or was it on the opposite side of the graveyard? Because I don't have a map.
They are inside the same location.
Okay.
The Undercity is a large network of tombs and catacombs and such that runs underneath the graveyard. Not all chambers are linked, but Sorath's Undercity is one of the largest in the country, and it supposedly does connect to places out in the wilds and also supposedly Fordeath. So it is a true underground city in a lot of ways. The chapel is located within it, and I believe that answers your question.
Dominic, can you go into the Undercity and not touch things you shouldn't?
On my honor as a paladin, I can go a day without touching inappropriate things.
But can you go more than one day?
Dominic will kind of throw a glare over at Rihanna and nod.
Is he still under zone of truth?
Still under zone of truth.
He believes that he can.
Just remember the last time you touched something in the Undercity. That was not fun.
Of that, we agree in totality.
Wait, what did he touch? Was it poison ivy?
No, it was a casket that released one of the lesser demons.
Oh. That's way worse than poison ivy.
I can tell already we have vastly different concepts of fun.
You get used to it.
Yeah, he's not called Timmy Trouble for that reason. Alright, so Dominic, you need to tell us everything about the location of your house, your home, where it was, the Charon estate, and we can either do that here or we can do it in the chapel, and we will have to get supplies and things for you. I mean, it's not quite noon. We have some time to get food and whatnot.
Feel like the sooner we can vacate the premises here, the sooner I can not be grouped together so that if we're spotted, I'm seen with all of you. Or even if we make a scene to where you guys throw me out, that will help protect you.
Yes, but I also think that might necessarily attract more attention.
It could.
And I truly, truly do not want to see the inside of the prison cells in this city. I've seen enough of them. I don't need to add any more to my list.
So I think it best if I sneak away from here and then rendezvous with the rest of you guys after you've gathered information. I'm truly spent after today already.
You will understand if I say having you run around on your own does not fill me with confidence.
We can go with you. We've already been seen together.
Do you think you can lead them to the crypt? Sorry, the
Yeah.
chapel?
I believe I can still get there. It is fairly fresh that we left there previously, so.
I do want to caution, we need to be conscientious of cult activity. Because, I mean, our latest has been that they've built up ranks again.
Which would not necessarily be a bad activity, hunting down cultists.
No, but we don't want to give the game away that we, well, I mean, I guess they would probably know that we're trying to attack them, but, info gathering only, that we can coordinate with Set Track when the time is right.
That would be useful, and any extra cultists we manage to remove from the city would not be a miss, I don't think. Dominic, Ragnar, and Rinna and Agnar find any in the catacombs, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to remove them.
True.
Yes?
But in this moment, it's also important not to enter confrontations with our force divided.
This is very true, but if they happen to stumble upon you, you would be expected to defend yourself.
Agreed. Until we can regroup, at
All
least.
right. Until we can regroup, at least.
But Renault and I do have some equipment concerns. Just general things. Renault needs arrows. I could use a new sword. This is the armor I left the mountains with, for instance. We're not, as you would say, well, we're definitely not as well equipped as all of you.
Now, so what sort of weapons do you have?
I've got this cool bow that this witch gave me, and I don't know, it just shoots really good. I think it's got magic.
Agnar's going to say, I have this, and he's going to draw an extremely dented short sword.
Have you ever described this witch,
Okay.
Renault?
The what?
Have you ever described this witch? Or did you want to leave that to
Not
me?
to these folks. No, I haven't.
Just
A
curious.
witch in
That's-
the woods.
I haven't described it.
I also left it vague in mind so that you could do it. So
Okay.
I'm open to that as well.
If you're both open to that as well, then I've already got something in mind. Sorry, I just wanted to
Extra
clear that
points
up.
for giving the extra points for giving GM a plot hook. All right. So obviously, you need a new weapon. Eagle's blades might be of help there, or the pawn shop for that matter.
It probably wouldn't hurt to run by the runesmith either
Hmm.
for where they're going.
What kind of armor do you guys have?
I've got some nice leather my dad gave me.
I think I'm wearing just some like loose hides and some leather. It's hide armor.
Renault, your armor is lighter than normal leather armor too. So there's that going for it.
Dominic will take out his eagle's sword and hand it over to Agnar. This blade might serve you better.
Agnar's going to say thanks. And after he gives it the usual balance swing, he's going to look up and say, I assume this is coming out of my pay.
Consider it an advance.
You can trade it in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There's a request trade button.
Ah, thanks. I was looking for where that was.
Yep, that's where it is.
How much do I owe Agnar again?
I think we settled on 175 for both of us.
So I'll do 130 to Agnar, and I'll give 40 to Renault.
A nifty system. Oh, it's so useful. All right. Oopsie.
So we don't need to get the sword. We do need more arrows, better armor, a trip to the runesmith, And we need to listen out for the latest gossip. So it sounds like we're going to be splitting into at least 2, if not more, groups. Yes, no. That sounds
That's fine
insane,
by me.
Rianne.
Sounds right to me. Us 3 to the chapel. You 4. Intel gathering.
And supply picking up. Bedrolls, food, backpacks. If you're going to be, for lack of a better term, camping in the chapel, you'll need such things. So, onward and outward.
Yes.
We can make a noise in the outer rooms and let you guys slip out through the stables.
Well, before we go, a few points of note that may help you in your information gathering.
Please.
Devis, Sharon, was last seen within the Sophia district on my last intel through town. They're also very close to Valentine versus Sharon, and who's also likes to hang around the Sophia district. He's that guard captain we ran into a few days prior.
I
He
remember.
typically stays around the castle from what I've been able to gather on the few ventures that I went into. Nikolai was last seen right around Soraf Tower, but I haven't been able to gather any more than that.
What about your sister?
I haven't gotten word of her, or even if she's in this city. The last contacts I tried to pay for information wound up dead. I think for unrelated reasons with the cultists, but starving street children can only gather so much info.
This is true. One crusade at a time, Rianne. One crusade at a time. So, we have that information. We can ask questions about healing potions and why they're so rare. Which is a reasonable question to ask, given the fact we keep going into the graveyard.
It makes sense to me.
So, shall we go loudly order lunch and give them a chance to sneak out?
We can take
Perhaps
our lead out
Sorvak
the
will be
side
there.
door. Yeah.
If Sorvak is in the present, he can be pleasantly loud. So, shall we?
Dominic will get up.
Oof. Slapped. That's somebody I know right outside the door.
Yep. She appears as she's been waiting for you all to finish your meeting. She says, a moment, please, if you don't mind.
I will step back in. Let's go right here.
Oh, it was more for your whole group, but okay. So, oh, where's Baroness Rianne? She here?
I'm coming. Maybe. Doors are my bane.
Yep.
He's
Always.
struggling with the door handle.
It's
It's an old person thing.
it's always better to path yourself through the door rather than, but she said.
Oh, keep it up, cousin. Keep it up.
Kara says, okay, so the captain, the Silver Knight, Redgrass, sent me over here to talk with you real quick. We've managed to convince the garrison to turn over security of this building to us. So my team and I will be taking security over in 6 hours. Roughly.
That will be exceedingly helpful.
Yeah, we've also, because this location is closer to where we want to do our thing. Is it okay to talk in front of those guys? And she kind of points at Agnar and Renault.
Hey, I'm really good at secrets.
She narrows her eyes at you.
I'm not.
She
They're
nods.
fine.
Okay. She nods and says, "So, this is going to make a better staging area for when we launch our attack into the Undercity, because of it's closer to the entrance that we're looking at for our purposes. So, over the next few days, we're going to start moving men and material up this way. Just so you're aware, if you wanted to kind of take control in a military sense, both you and Rianne have the rank to just kind of casually command the troops here before the Silver Knight arrives and before the knight from the Bane Knights arrives. That way we wouldn't have a lapse in command for the grunts who will be showing up.
So we're back on duty, is what you're saying.
Essentially, you've kind of been pulled back in duty. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's
I thought
what we do.
She kind of shrugs and says, "I do have the official paper orders for you signed by Silver Knight Redgrass."
Does that mean we have to put our uniforms back on?
No, it's not necessary. Not right now. So part of the operation is that we're going to try to sneak up on them, if at all possible. So be as you are right now, and should we, need to ambush them, it'd be easier if some people just look like civilians who might be a little bit more adventurous types. I'm not a tactician.
That's exceedingly wise.
So
No, but that's quite smart.
yeah, so but keep your wits about you. And we already know that this, and she kind of casually holds up the warrant, this is bullshit. So nobody is going to be arresting you. And she looks straight at you, Dominic. At least not out here. Just don't go into the city.
Dominic will let out a sigh. He was very carefully trying to become part of the wall.
Yeah, I see that. Are you stuck, or just...
No.
Okay.
He's eyeballing the window, thinking about how to get out the window without seeming too obvious about being in the room.
Yeah. She says, but you do know that you're within bow shot of the tower right there, right? Like, if they spot you coming out of that window, they're going to put an arrow in your gut.
He'll step
I
away
would
from
trust
the window.
her. She knows.
Yeah, the tower is not even 60 feet from where you're standing. So she says, just know, a few days, we're probably looking at the 15th or the 16th.
Okay,
If you can
that's good to know.
If you can hold off until then or so, we'll be in a position to help.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we can.
Okay. And so she's gonna go ahead and move. Excuse me?
Cara, did you talk to Sorback yet?
Is that the Scaldy in the room?
That is the Scaldy in the room.
I haven't
yes.
talked to him. He was busy eating, I think, half of a pig.
I mean, that tracks. I just, as I mentioned earlier, I think he would be a good resource.
No, we'll leave that to you both.
Oh, okay. Back
Back
on duty.
Yeah.
Back on duty.
So, until the Silver Knight gets here. He's got a lot to put together over at the base, but... Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, other than your timing is exceptional.
I've been told that it's cursed, but I'll take exceptional. So... Yeah.
Well, that solves a problem.
Dominic. Rian lays a hand on his shoulder. We're going to have a long talk about tactics and moments of opportunity, okay?
But the person in the window and
Yes, but what was outside the window? We're going to have a long talk about tactics and moments of opportunity. Okay?
there.
What,
Thank you.
Mom?
I would like to keep you alive long enough for you to be able to enact your revenge.
I swear I don't ask for any of this. I just walked out of a door this time.
No, but
It's the
here you are.
environmental and situational awareness, I think, maybe.
yeah. So, you won't have to go down to the crypts. We just have to keep you hidden in here.
It probably still can't hurt to equip our new friends a little bit.
Oh,
So I
no,
think maybe
no.
we continue to do that.
I completely agree, but
Is it still
go
safe
ahead.
to stay here? I mean, even though we know we will have others know we are here.
You mean within the city guard or House Charon?
I think word travels in this city even though we're outside of it. And I think myself and all of you have made still quite a big scene. Even if we're safe here with potential allies, I think they'll know where we're at.
Well, there is that. You seem oddly cheerful about going to sleep in a chapel inside an undercity.
I'm not cheerful. However, it's been a long day. Am I being cautious and not letting my enemy know where I'm at? Am I being reckless by going into the Undercity before we have information? There's so many variables. You just have to go with your gut, I guess.
Vera, what do you think? Should we stash him and our new companions in the crypt, or leave them here while we go and getting supplies and whatnot?
I think here is still safer than next door to the continuing to build ranks cult. It's good to see you thinking with, fully and thoroughly about the situation. But I do feel I can trust the people outside.
That's
And I
fair.
will take Cara at her word when she says you will not be taken.
Would you feel more comfortable if we pay the Scaldi to be your bodyguard?
Why, yes. Yes, I would.
We will absolutely do that.
That is quite easy to do. All right. So,
This is a game of how do we keep this fool alive? He keeps doing things to get himself killed.
yeah, God. All right.
Opens door, walks into battalion.
It's just 45 Charon infantry just waiting for you in the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope not. Freaking doors. There he is.
We really
can I
have two
say?
jobs for him, so
I go sit in the corner.
Sorvak.
Yes.
that's a nice pig you have.
Yes. Is good.
When you're finished eating, would you like a job?
Oh, job. Pays gold, yes.
Pays gold and pigs.
Okay. Dark Lady drives big bargain.
Yes, she does.
What job?
You see our friend over there in the corner?
Him. He points at Dominic.
Yes, him.
Him.
He needs somebody to watch him while we're out doing things and keep him out of trouble and trouble away from him.
Oh, okay.
I will give you 200 gold pieces,
Oh.
and I will prepay for 2 pigs for you to do that.
Good deal. Sorvak take. Kill anyone who touch strange small man,
Little man.
in stupid way. Yeah. No
Thank you.
questions. Just kill.
That works. Yep.
And if you do a really good
Especially if he's
job,
afraid of him.
I like this guy.
we might have a second job
Oh.
within the next couple days.
He nods emphatically.
Great. See,
Awesome.
this is why we helped him with the violin. I knew there was a reason that it had weighed on me so.
I sit corrected, cousin. You were in fact correct. Where is our landlady? Ah, there she is. Rianne goes to Sonia and says, I would like to pay for 2 pigs for the and all his trimmings for the scaldy in the dining room.
Oh, good. Okay. Great. Thank you. Because he was going to eat us out of our budget. So, thank you. That'll be 2 Ritz, please.
Only 2 Ritz.
Yes, they're not expensive. It's just, well,
No,
they are
I'm sure
expensive, but
well, they are, but they aren't.
yeah, it's
oh, there it
2
is.
Rets or 200 core, 20 Duke. You know how it is. It goes. So 2 Ritz.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind taking it in? It's Game Master question. Core is silver, right?
Yeah.
Would you mind taking it in core? I have more than I am comfortable carrying around.
Core spends easier, so I'll take it. People look at you funny if you hand them a gold piece for a bag of barley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah. So silver's
So,
better. She'll take.
GM, help me out here. I can't do the
Yeah, it's
the translation.
58.60 is where your new value is.
Okay, would you give her the 60 as just thank you for dealing with our craziness?
Absolutely. Nice tip. 5,800 is your new total.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and I appreciate your business. And the city of Sorath thanks you for your business.
We thank you for your excellent service.
We do our best.
Yes.
Please don't let him put any
However,
holes in any walls.
Not willingly.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go have some lunch and then. What's Vera doing?
Well, we secured with Sorvac, so Vera is probably casually talking to Cara.
Okay. Rhiann is going to come over and sit with the Scaldy.
Sure.
Piper, who's your friend?
Piper says, "Oh, this is Tamara. She's a bounty hunter."
Oh, really?
Yes.
And what bounty are you hunting for, if I may ask?
So Tamara kind of looks across the table at you and smiles and says, "Currently, I'm on the lookout for some criminals that have left for death and have supposedly absconded to this area."
Oh, really?
Yes.
What kind of criminals?
Art thieves and the like.
Art thieves? What kind of art?
The list is kind of long, and I don't like to share the details of my bounties. I don't want anyone poaching them.
No, I don't have time for that, but I was just wondering, artwork, statuary?
That sort of stuff, yes. Typically a noble's caravan or something gets pilfered while they're sleeping, or, while they're on the road. They get waylaid by bandits, and it's not worth fighting them, and they turn over some goods, and then they hire me to go and get it. So.
All right. Well, it's honest work. I assume you're very good at it.
She nods. I like to think so.
Well, you're still alive, so obviously you're good at it.
I like to think so, yes.
So, Brianna's going to eat some food because it's been a morning.
And she is kind of examining you, this Tamara person, from across the table, and she says, "Aren't you a noblewoman yourself?"
For my sins, yes.
I recognize you a tad from some papers that I've seen and such. Are you related to the Ariash family?
Yes.
I see.
Cadet house.
Oh, okay, so the Veradesta.
Yes.
I see. The Ariash have been clients of mine before. So I'm a little familiar with their family tree, but not so familiar that I recognize where you lie in it.
Technically, like I said, cadet branch, but I did change the Duke's diapers.
So you're the older drow woman that's within their ranks. I see.
I am. I'm Brienne.
I see. I didn't mean to
Sorry,
imply
my bad
anything.
manners. It's been a day.
I didn't mean to imply anything by it. It's just, it's hard to place your kind age-wise.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. So, how is my nephew? Have you heard?
The Duke?
The Duke.
I haven't been contracted for any work from them or anything, but what I've heard from my current employers is that they're looking for, what's his name? The oldest son, Calvin. He's supposedly missing right now.
Yes, he is missing. A gentle word of advice. If you come across him, run.
I heard he's quite dangerous. Considering he was more or less a hero in First Expeditionary.
War has a way of changing someone's mind.
Well, I will bother you.
Strike me as a smart woman.
Yes. Thank you for the compliment.
Yes, so if you do see Calvin, run.
I appreciate the tip. And I will bother you no more about your family or any of that business.
That's fine. My family is large and I am old. For values of. I do not mind talking about them mostly. However, I am starving. Forgive me while I eat.
Oh, by all means.
Okay, GM?
Yeah.
Was there... In one of the hidden rooms, weren't there something like art and stuff? Didn't we come across that at some point?
One of the hidden rooms where?
Not one of the hidden rooms. One of the cult's strongholds had art in it.
It had some, like, small artistic pieces of a cultish variety.
Do we know what happened to them?
I know you guys didn't recover it.
No, but we left it there, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to tell Tamara where that is. On the off chance that's what she is looking for, because I would like to get a bounty hunter the fuck away from Dominic.
Okay. She says, so you're gonna give her the information that you know, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That we just discussed.
No. She says, None of those items seem to be on my list, but they might be something that I could poach. You said that was in the Undercity?
Yes. But Be warned, there is a cult about. That
Uh-huh.
might be the ones who robbed it in the
Yeah.
first place.
Then I think I'll not pursue that lead.
Fair enough.
Would not be very smart to throw myself at a cult when there are easier marks about.
True. But I thought I would let you know about it in case it was something you were seeking.
I appreciate the free information.
You're quite welcome. And Brienne is going to go back to her lunch.
Okay. Anyone else?
It's a lot more relaxed in here. First, I need to know how much Kara's food and stuff is so that I can math that.
Okay, so as you're, finding out, trying to flag down someone, everything is paid for by your fee for staying the evening. So it's an all-inclusive sort of thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So you haven't gotten rooms yet. So there's sort of an expectation here of, are you staying here or are you drinking and leaving? What's going on? So you kind of are getting that sort of vibe a little bit from this person here who's been keeping an eye on you and Renault.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll pay for myself, Renault, and whatever Kara's stuff is gonna, even if that's like the full stay for them.
So this lady says, okay, so if you want to pay for a stay, you would need to speak with the woman at the front of the building who is that way, in that room over there. She handles all of that. I'm not allowed to accept coin.
Yeah, Agnar's gonna look awkward and kind of shuffle away.
You make wide berth around the Scaldi.
Renault is just going to town at the dinner table, just eating literally everything he can get his mouth on.
Growing teenage boy.
Yes.
Sonia says, I haven't seen you around here yet. You're new.
Yes, I accidentally came in through the kitchen door.
Understandable. Sometimes that door is less locked than I would like it to be. Are you intending on staying here for the evening, or are you just here for dinner and lunch and such?
I believe myself, my companion, and a few other people are going to be staying here for a few days, but I'm just going to pay for myself, another young lad in the other room, and a lady whose food and drink I said I would pay for.
I see. Okay. Let me just go ahead and book you a room. Rooms are doublets, so there's 2 beds in there. I'm not trying to make any assumptions about your lifestyle, but there are 2 beds. So, real quick here, as I find my fees here. Okay, so it is 1 core per night stay. How many nights do you plan on staying?
I heard Kara earlier mention something about the 15th. How many days until then is it?
Well, today's the 11th, sir, so that would be 4 days.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and pay for 5 for myself and Renault.
Okay, so that's 10 silver pieces, the core, those smaller ones. And she kind of holds one up for you. You're kind of getting the impression with your 10 insight that she's demonstrating for you because she doesn't think you're familiar with Corinthian currency, because you look very Darthaki to her.
I feel like she's mostly right.
Yeah. So she shows you what a core is, 10 of these, and that'll be your fee for your stay for the next few days. Of course, any tips you want to give to donate towards the boarding house and its efforts would be appreciated as well. You can leave those here with me as well.
Yeah, Agnar's going to look a little confused when she says 10 of them. He's going to hold up one of the writs and ask, how many of those in this?
A lot more than 10. Do you want to give me one of those, and then we'll see where we're at after your stay?
Yes.
Okay. She takes it. She writes something
Awesome.
down in her book. You can consider yourself paid for some time. I will let you know when you're no longer covered. Okay?
All right.
What's your name, sir?
Agnar af Hilderson.
Okay. My name is Sonia. And if you need anything, you can ask for myself, for Riva, or for Annette. Annette and Riva are here during the daytime. Sometimes they're here overnight, depending on what's going on. And I'm here 24 hours a day, every day.
Oh, good. Is it okay if I perform any?
Yes, you may want to speak to some of the other performers and see if you can work out a schedule between the few of you, but I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you get booed at or stuff gets thrown at you, it is also not my problem. That is a you problem.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, well, you have a pleasant stay, sir.
Thank you. And he's going to saunter into the other room.
Okay.
As soon as he gets through this doorway, he's going to call out, who else here can perform?
This guy here and this guy here both kind of raise their hands. This lady here kind of glares at you.
I'm going to go to the friendlier people.
Okay.
And I'm going to lean in a little bit and I'm going to say, I'm kind of like okay, but I'll do my best.
Well, this guy here says, I'm Belle, that's Chase. Don't worry about it. I juggle, and he's got a bunch of short swords. And Chase over there tells really bad jokes. Chase kind of glares at him and says, they're not that bad. They're awful, my man. They're awful. All they do is just make you seem like some kind of woman hater. And you're starting to look at this guy, this Chase guy. He's got body tattoos of women on his biceps. And, you know, he's got like one of those faces that you're like, oh, you know this guy is definitely not making any women happy.
Yeah. You said they juggle short sword?
He juggles short swords. He's got a few of them on him.
Agnar is going to light up at that and say, oh, can I give you one?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hand them my dull short sword that I don't need anymore.
He looks at it, he says, ooh, not taking this thing. This thing is a liability. That's what this thing is. I don't even use sharp ones, okay? I'm not that good.
So they don't want the dull one?
I don't want the dull one. It's not because it's... A dull weapon is going to hurt you more than it's going to help you.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't understand, but he's going to shrug and take it back.
Okay. So he says, I'm not taking a halfway sharpened short sword when I don't even juggle with sharp short swords. That's crazy talk. But I appreciate the offer. And he kind of like pats you on the arm. He says, since we're talking about it, what is your performance of choice?
He's gonna hold up his drum, and then I think he's also going to I don't know, prestidigitate something.
Okay. So what's the image or what's the like? Are you doing like little sparkles or what's your whole thing there?
Yeah, I don't know how complex prestidigitation can get. Whether or not he can like what kind of visual effect can I get out of this? Can he do like cave painting art, basically?
You could do like very, I want to say like simple imagery, nothing that like silent image or minor illusion would cover because those are separate spells.
Okay, yeah.
But like, you could do like a little cave painting, like a little caveman, stick man, like throwing a dart in the side of like a big old Corinthian salamander. You could do that.
Yeah, I think in that case he does really, really primitive like retellings of Darthaki myths.
Okay. All right. So Chase says, "There is nothing about that I could work into a joke." Belle turns to him and says, "Yes, because it has nothing to do with women, and that's all you can think about and all you manage to insult."
I'm trying to think that Agnar has no idea that there's like that sort of passive perception 10 is meaning he's not picking up any of the social undercurrents happening.
These two just seem generally hostile, but they're also buds. You know what I mean?
Right.
They kind of hate each other, but they're kind of hanging out together all the time. Okay. So if you want to like do a performance with your drum, you certainly can. You can roll a performance check. You're half proficient. I gotta fix that for you. Okay. And anything else from anyone?
Other than, finishing actually eating and gathering up. Actually, Rianne is going to go over. Find out where the heck Dominic went. Where did Dominic go?
He's in the corner.
Hiding in the corner.
Oh,
Eating.
he's hiding in the corner. Okay. Last time you were in the other corner. She leans across the table. The Scaldy is going to look after you. While we're gone. Alright, he's going to hurt anybody who hurts you without good reason. Or for stupid reasons, I believe he said. Please don't give anyone stupid reasons.
Don't
Or
worry,
good reasons.
I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
I am too old for this stuff. Shall we, cousin? James, did you want to come with us, or are you going to stay here?
I'll go with you.
Vera has probably finished. She was probably eating something that's like, I don't know, chicken leg or something. Picks it up to take it with her and follows behind Rianne. Gives Cara a little salute before she leaves.
Cara returns your little salute with a little salute herself.
Yep.
Is Mayhem going to come with us?
She probably saluted with the chicken wing.
Okay. Mayhem does go with you guys. He likes seeing the world.
I did debate
And he's
telling
been
her to
inside.
stay, but since there's a Scaldy, I think.
Besides,
Roman's probably
I'm
good.
pretty sure he needs to water his
Oh my
bush.
God.
He does need
I
to
cannot grab myself right now.
Sorry. There you go.
I think from staying back in the camp here, it's time for a long rest to get rid of this exhaustion.
Sure, yeah.
So that's what Dominic will be doing.
Okay. You'll be setting yourself up for a long rest.
Yep.
And Rianne, Vera, and James and Mayhem are heading into town. Renault and Agnar, what are you guys doing? Are you guys setting yourselves up for a long rest too?
Renault's just done some spell slots at this point, so honestly, he wants to go into town.
Okay, so Renault's gonna go into town with them. Wait!
If there's anything specific with the weapons, make sure you let us know.
Agnar, are you hanging around here, or are you going into town?
If they're taking requests, I'd love a longsword.
Okay.
Otherwise, if Dominic's gonna go down for a long rest, I'll go down in the same room as them.
Okay. We'll go ahead and cut to Sorath. And feel free to do your shopping. We do a lot of shopping in this campaign.
We prepare ourselves for what's to come, is what we do.
Yeah.
This is important.
Yeah.
This is exceedingly important.
Yeah.
I would like to purchase a longsword.
Okay. Are you going to Eagle's Blades for that?
Eagle's Blades doesn't carry weapons.
They do. They carry...
Or doesn't carry...
Yeah.
They don't carry sharp weapons.
No, they don't carry bladed weapons, but they do make stuff on custom order, and you guys do know that.
This is true. Who's the guy? I'm sorry. Who's with us? Agnar or
Renault.
Renault? Who's the one with the crappy no armor whatsoever, and who's the one with the crappy armor?
I think we both just have lighter leather.
Your leather armor is enchanted, though, Renault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to get Agnar armor. And maybe better armor for you. So Eagle's Blade and then the runesmithy?
Well, it's going to depend if they have something already available for us to purchase or not. If we have to custom make, then it doesn't make sense for us to go to the runesmith today. Unless we're doing something with the armor.
True.
Do you want armor? Because I know sometimes that can interfere with like the magic kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not a magician. I went to school and I hid things.
She's very good at hitting things.
I think you're asking Agnar, right? Or Renault.
Who's with us?
Or you're
Renault.
asking
Renault's
me?
with us.
Oh. Well.
Get your head in the game, Darrow.
Sorry, I'm sure they're asking. I mean, if we find something that looks cool, you know, like
Okay.
I've heard of armor that has like flames on shoulders. You think they've got anything like that here?
That seems really extra while we're in a wartime. Most armor tends to be more about practicality. So if there's any magicians that are spending their time making flame armor instead of, I don't know, fighting the demons, I don't know. I'd be interested to see whoever was doing that. You're getting the
Well-
impression she doesn't think highly on just the aesthetic of it.
Cousin, be nicer. He could, after all, you know, if he has the money, he could get an elemental imbuement from the runesmithing and make it fire.
I mean, now that I think about it, that'd make it harder for me to stalk in the woods. So, I don't know.
I mean, again, like, practically, you could get, like, fire resist on it or something. It may not be just to look really cool, if there's a reason for it.
Let's see what we got.
Okay, we'll swing by. You can ask your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, real quick. You're the ranger, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
right.
So I'm also gonna say, what about your friend?
Agnar. He's a sorcerer. So
Yeah.
If we could-
Agnar would have requested. Agnar would have, if asked, would have requested any medium armor. Really, better than high.
Okay.
Okay,
So, longsword, medium armor, armor that looks cool, runesmith. Did I get everything?
More arrows.
More arrows. That's right. That's right.
could always use more arrows.
Okay.
And if we find them, more more potions of fulmination.
I was gonna say, you want more grenades, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, cousin, I do. I might be willing to spread out and go for, acid, poison, mix it up a little bit.
Well, while we're on the lookout, we should ask about healing potions and see what information we get.
Wasn't there the alchemical wonders too?
Yep, Keevan's Alchemical Wonders is closer to the boarding house than it is
Yeah. We could always hit them on the way back.
That's true. Curfew isn't as strong out here as it is within the city. All right, so into the city we go.
Alright, you go.
Yep.
You had the Eagle's
Which
Blades.
district are we in?
Well, Eagle's Blades
Eagle's
is
Blades.
here. The pawn shop's here. So. You should.
Well, we'll hit Eagle's
Yeah, you show up to Eagle's
We'll hit-
Blades.
Blade.
And he's there. He's got a couple of apprentices. He looks at you guys when you come in. He says, "Ah, my favorite customers. My only recent customers, but my favorite ones nonetheless. What can I do for you all?"
We're looking for a
Push
longsword.
Renault forward. She
oh.
needs a bladed weapon.
Oh, bladed weapon, huh? Are you sure I can't interest you in a good hammer or maul? Good mace?
I like swords. They're better for shorter ones with a tough edge that are better for skinning meat.
Alright. Well. Alright. I suppose I can make a dagger or hunting knife. Is that what you want? Dagger or hunting knife?
Can it do anything?
What do you mean, son? It's a knife. It'll cut things.
Is there anything it can do besides cut things?
No. Really, it's up to the person who holds it. Where are you from, boy?
Not here. You know what? That's fine. In reality, Renault's already got 2 short swords.
Yeah, he's looking at you and he's like, I don't know what you need a knife for. You look decked out with all the sharp and pointy you're ever gonna need.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you come here for,
Man
boy?
is miming thank you behind him to Jackson.
What'd you come to my shop for today, boy?
Renault's just at this point kind of deer in headlights at this moment.
Okay. Let me talk to an adult.
How about a nice backup weapon, you know, in case your swords fail?
I mean, if my bow falls on my sword,
Okay. So, what sort of weapon should we get Agnar?
And he said he wanted a long sword.
yes. So, I'll bring that up to the guy and
Kevin.
say, Kevin, my cousin, he wanted a long sword. You have any of those?
I don't have any of those lying around, but I can make one.
Hmm. How much are they?
Okay. He looks at you again, says, alright, so long swords by themselves would be 15 writs, give or take, MSRP. We'll add a little bit on.
SRP.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll add a little bit on for my time and labor, so call that 20. And if you're looking for a little bit better than the usual, we'll add a small percentage on top of that. But it could probably, perform a lot better if I'm so incentivized to.
Wait. You didn't offer me anything better than the usual. You just said a knife.
That's because that's what you said you wanted.
How much would a better than normal longsword be?
Probably looking at 25 writs.
Renault's gonna kind of his coin and say, that's a little pricey. Listen, man, I'm new here, but you'll get a bunch of money from me later, I'm sure. You talk about that price. How does 20 sound for the better than normal?
You make a persuasion check for me, please.
Yeah. Renault is not good at persuasion.
He says, "Oh, you do know how to haggle. The boy knows how to haggle." And he looks at the three others, James and the 2 ladies. He's like, "This is interesting. The last one you brought me didn't know how to haggle. This guy does. Interesting." 23.
Whoa, it worked. I'm gonna count 3 gold.
He's gonna roll his eyes so hard at that. Whoa, it worked. Next time, don't fucking say that to the person you're haggling with. It's like this guy doesn't know how to operate in a social environment. What happens when he sees girls his own age?
Renault just turned beet red.
That's
completely silent.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, yeah, 23 writs now, kiddo. And I want it all now for that "it worked" comment.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so you pay the man.
Mm-hmm. I pay the guy 20. Pay Kevin 23
gold pieces.
Yes.
All right. So he says, "All right, tomorrow come back. It'll be ready before curfew."
All right, that sounds good. I'll see you then.
Great. Get out of my shop.
Did you guys see that?
Before we go, do you have any extra arrows?
Arrows? Well, no, I don't have any arrows. I can make them. I can do a conversion of any bolts you have, but, you know, I don't... Look, we specialize here in crushing weapons. I know it says Eagle's Blades on the front. That's my great-grandfather's doing. That was... We do crushing weapons because the graveyard is full of skeletons that like to walk around at night and give people the finger.
Like I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, you know, and those weapons work great on them. It's kind of about what the local feel is here. But yeah, I can make arrows or I can convert bolts to arrows for you. That's easy enough. I do have to say, the pawn shop probably has bolts.
Yeah, we'll try there as well. I figured it was worth asking among our excellent shopkeepers of the town.
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime you'd like. You know, just, you know, don't fucking say shit like, "Oh my god, it worked," to me when you're haggling.
Why are you saying this to me?
No,
all I asked was if you had arrows.
He's looking right at Renault when he says that, though, and he's like, "I'm sorry, miss. I'm not trying to, you know, you and your sister here and your man friend in the back there. Hi." He waves at you, James. He says, "You guys are fine. This fucking kid needs to learn some manners. That's all." But yeah, I think the general store might have hunting arrows if you're looking for that sort of thing.
I think we're good here, yeah. James ran. Alright. Come on,
Did he
Renault.
seem mad at me?
Exasperated. Trust me, I know mad. I think he was amused.
Renault just nods and plods along behind you.
Okay, so you have an order in for longsword for tomorrow.
Yes.
He did give you a lead about some things. You could go to the pawn shop, and you could probably go to the general store and see what they have as well.
Well, he gave us both for the same thing, so I think we should try both and see which one's the better deal.
Okay.
So whichever one's closer.
Eris Pawn and Bundle, which is...
Pawn shop.
Yep, the pawn shop.
Alright. See if they have anything as far as arrows.
So as you get to there, there's a scraggly looking dude who's standing at the beat up countertop. You know, the roof is leaking. It's definitely a shop that could stand some attention, definitely could stand some income.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's barely on his feet. There is an eclectic array of goods here, but mostly weapons and armor. Some crossbow bolts, there's a chain shirt, there's a shield, and some weapons.
Okay. Anything that fits our list as far as medium armor?
The chain shirt.
The chain shirt.
Yeah. How much for that? And any arrows?
There's no arrows, but the chain
Okay.
shirt's 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
Okay.
50 gold. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's go over to the other store.
Okay. The general store.
Sorry, guys, we gotta do the Christmas shopping, like, check every option first before we're wasting our money.
Okay, so you get to the general store. They have some equipment. They have arrows in bundles of 20. They have about 12 bundles of 20. So they have about 240 arrows on set for sale. They have various other things like gemstones that you guys have sold to them. Lanterns, signal whistles, dice sets, smithing tools, etc.
How are the arrows compared to like what I'm sure was fletched in my clan?
They appear to be more mass manufacture, but good quality. Because there's probably like a Fletcher somewhere who provided these, and that's all they do is just fletching. You know, there is a war on, so arrows are probably being made by the millions.
Mm-hmm. How much are the bundles of 20?
It's a Ritz per bundle of 20.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a Ritz and on the table and take one. And that I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want, but I think that's good for now, honestly.
Do you know how to operate the shop?
No.
Okay, so you go over to the journal, which is right next to the briefcase button, to the right of that, and it's just the open book button. Click on that. I'm going to scroll down to player journal. You want to open up the folder for places. You want to open up Sorath, and then you want to go all the way down to the Ripley's General Store.
That is fancy. Okay.
And then you can purchase what you want at your leisure.
Look at that. That's actually really cool.
Brienne is going to pick up a set of leatherworking tools
Okay.
because it would have come in handy so many times to be able to repair. I have to figure out where to pick up some leather to start working on it.
Ripley says as you're checking out with the leatherworkers tools, so you're gonna be taking up the trade, the tanner's trade, huh? Well, a little leatherwork in there, miss.
Oh, at least to repair things that were out and about, yes.
Alright. Local source of leather is Skirtborough. He has the salamander farm, if you recall. So his
I know Skirtborough, yeah.
So his salamanders, after he sells them, he retains the rights to the leather, and then he sells the leather to local tanners and such.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
You're welcome, miss. So you can purchase the leatherworkers tools from the same menu. That's under lore, places, Sorath, Ripley's.
Already did.
Okay.
They do not
I've gone
seem to have
shopping with
armed.
you before. No.
Interesting.
Nor do they have potions of fulmination.
That would be Kevin's, though.
That's the alchemical shop. Did you want to swing back to the pawn shop for that chain
Yeah.
shirt?
Yes.
Okay. You swing back
Yep.
to the pawn shop. The guy it's like, oh, you're back. Great. What can I sell you?
We're looking at that chain shirt.
Yeah. Listen, it's clean. It's clean.
Clean of what?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's clean now, though.
Can I
Well-
inspect this thing?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. He definitely missed some spots. There's definitely some telltale signs of just blood. Somebody died in this, definitely.
Whoa! Who died in this?
Hey, whoa, 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 guy. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But it's clean. I even patched
For
the...
some values of clean,
I even...
perhaps you could knock 10 gold off the price, since
Oh.
it's not clean.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. He says, I even patched the hole in it.
With or without advantage?
No, it's just a normal persuasion check.
Okay.
How recently did you procure this armor?
Listen, it was
Ugh,
within the past
damn dice.
2 weeks.
Can I insight check to see if this looks familiar?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
God. Oh, I don't know where my character sheet went.
You can press C.
I'm
Should be-
trying. It's not letting me.
Oh no.
There it is. Okay. Nope.
I'm
Nope.
impressed you rolled worse than I did.
He says, I repaired the hole in it. I did the best I could washing it out. It's on sale. Okay? Are you gonna buy it or not?
Well, Renault,
Can I also insight Renault? Like, I'm trying to figure out if you seem to have enough money for all of this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I look at the price on this thing, and I absolutely do not.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see, right? He's like a nervous teen trying to figure out if he can afford
Mhm.
gum.
Okay.
Yes,
He's-
yes,
I got
that's
12
exactly it.
I've got 12 cents. Can I afford this spearmint gum?
Okay. I will purchase it. How much was the other thing you got?
I got arrows
20
and I got a
23?
sword for so the sword was 23.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pay you back for all that.
Whoa, thanks.
You see Vera pull
did
out
you still...
like 30 and not even batting an eyelash, like kind of sorts everything out. So hold on, let me do the purchase of the thing and then I'll do the trade. We are at Eris,
Did you
right?
still want a... Yes. Did you still want a dagger, Renault? He has several.
No. Honestly, I've got 2 short swords. I was thinking something along the lines of something I can chant, but I also don't want to run that money when I'm mainly going to be sticking to the bow, especially.
I did not understand a dang thing you said. You broke up like crazy.
It's okay. We don't have to worry about the dagger. Renault is actually really good at jumping in and out of like melee combat, so he can stick with his bow. I've got 2 short swords, so if it really comes down to it, I'm not out of luck. But I don't need the dagger.
Okay.
How do I put gold in there?
I don't
Add
know.
currency, never mind.
There you go. You also want to give him his chain shirt? Oh, that's for Agnar anyway. Okay, so
Yeah, I was gonna hold
Mm.
that.
you need to accept the trade, Renault.
Mhm.
There you
Yes. Sorry, I didn't see it had gone through there. Perfect.
go. All right.
That's awesome.
Does that conclude today's shopping episode? James, is there anything you wanted to get? So I know you were here
Nah.
with them. No?
James has mostly been distracted by looking at stuff today.
Window shopping and such.
Yeah, mostly.
Is there anything he's particularly
Actually,
on the
no, it
lookout
does
for?
not finish.
Oh, no? Okay. But is there anything in particular James is looking out for?
Inspiration for his wood carving.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Sin, what were you going to say?
It's probably out of the way for today. Going to Skirtboro, but we were going to stop by Alchemical Wonders.
Okay. Yeah, you can go swing by Keevan's Alchemical Wonders before heading home.
I just realized that Eagle's Blade is Keevan, and Keevan's Alchemical Wonders is Keevan.
Yeah, they got two Keevans. They spell their names differently. Okay. So you can head up to Keevan's. Keevan's there, and he is sort of kind of standing at his countertop, jiggling a flask around. He sees you all come in. He says, "I was wondering when you all would be back."
So, well, we did survive, unlike the last time we met. You thought we would. Have you gotten any healing potions in?
Flat out of completed healing potions, though I can make some.
I know there's war on, but they seem to be much scarcer than one would think.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. The components for such...
What problem?
Sorry?
What's the problem?
Well, that's the problem. The problem is the components for them are expensive. Hard to cultivate, and, generally hard to come by. The war has thus created a supply and demand issue. The military demands all of the supply.
True. It usually does. I don't know about having you create any, but she looks cheerful and goes, "Do you have any potions of fulmination?"
Aha. No. I'm fresh out of those.
Oh.
It's probably our fault.
It is. You bought all of my stock.
Well, but it's such good stock.
It is good stock. Listen, I like a good exploding fulmination potion just like the next guy. Really tickles something deep inside me when I see something explode like that. But I am fresh out of the supply. Thanks to you and your friends.
Well, do you have anything else that might not explode but could be just as useful?
I got acid.
Like that green.
Ooh, acid.
This is acid. Yes, this is the most cheerful and animated you've seen right now. Ooh.
Yeah, I got acid. I got acid for days, and I've got believe it or not, I have some basic hunting poison. So if you're trying to kill anything that's, you know, got a weight class above a person, it's going to be a little difficult to put them down with the poison. But, you know, anything weight class
that would
lower
be-
than a large dog, it'll probably end them.
You guys can see Renault get excited at this one too, but I have the shop open and I see exactly how expensive this is and how easy I cannot afford it. How much is? I want the poison.
Oh, poison, you're going to have to ask your mom over there to buy that for you, son. That's way outside your budget, pal.
Look, I have a whole 41 gold, and I'll give it all to you for the poison.
That doesn't even begin to cover the cost of making it. Simple economics. You come back with 100 writs, and I will give you one of those vials.
Aw.
Listen, come here, boy. Come on.
Yeah.
He's a middle-aged man. He's got long white hair. He says, "I do have something that is more in your wheelhouse that you'd be able to afford. You could use
What?
You could use it as a gift for, say, a lady friend."
What? Renault says.
He produces a bottle of perfume. He says, "This could make a fine gift for a nice young lady. Just say it."
Renault kind of picks it up, sniffs at it, and says, "Whoa! Why does it smell like that?"
Okay. You're not supposed to huff it straight from the bottle. It's concentrated stuff.
How am I supposed to hunt down deer if they can smell?
It's not for you. It's not for you. You don't wear it. Your lady friend wears it. You know, the one that you probably desperately love. So she smells nice. You know, they like to smell nice.
That doesn't seem like a good deal, honestly.
Alright, can't help you then.
Thanks, though.
Next.
I would like 5 bottles of your best acid.
Oh, I only have one kind of acid, and that's the best kind. Eats right through the floor. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Alright.
I will take 5 of those. And I think I took it. Did
Yep.
you?
I
Okay.
accept it.
And against my better judgment, I'm going to get our very young friend here a bottle of the poison.
Okay. I mean, alright.
And 2 bottles of the antitoxin.
Just in case. I see. Good plan.
Just, you know.
Oh, 3 bottles of poison?
Cousin,
That's awesome.
no, one bottle of poison. Cousin, is there anything you need?
No, but you better keep that, and she glares at the poison, away from my dog.
I'm going to keep it away from him. I am not worried about Mayhem. Mayhem is a good boy.
Mayhem wags his tail.
I could use the poison, right? I'm not gonna drink it.
We'll talk it when we get back to the boarding house. We're going to dip your arrows in it, and then you're going to run around with one of the antitoxins, which means if you stab yourself with your own arrow, you won't die.
That's fair. I do cut myself a lot on accident.
Mother, give me strength.
This one time, I got myself like in the webbing between my fingers. That's gnarly.
Kevin, if you have any prayers for us, I'd appreciate it. And we will see you later.
All right. Have a good day. You guys leave.
I guess we head back to the boarding house.
Okay, head back to the boarding house. Mayhem comes up to this bush, pees again.
Naturally.
He's a good boy. We should have seen if they wanted any new clothes or anything.
Who, Mayhem?
No, Renault and Agnar.
What's wrong with my clothes?
What's right with
Well,
them?
don't you want? A second pair is always useful.
I mean, these are fine. I wash them once a week.
That
Right.
explains some things.
Okay, Renault, we're going to go over here in the corner, away from people. I can find out where that is. We're going to go to the meeting room, and I'm going to teach you how to dip arrows into poison.
Awesome. Thank you. This will be fun.
Such teen excitement.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Renault, by the way?
Like 17, 18. I haven't decided.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He's a kid. He's very much still a kid.
Rianne has daggers older than he is.
Agnar is going to ask how much this was so he can pay.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna dip Agnar's arrows in poison. I don't know what other people are doing, but that's what we're doing. And going to give him no, that would be under me, sorry. I'm gonna hold on to the poison.
Renault's gonna pick up one of the arrows and sniff the tip.
There's no scent to it.
That.
Doesn't smell like anything. Are you sure you did it?
Yes. God, I should have bought more than 2 of these, I swear. Alright, so. Alright. Don't rub it with your finger while it's wet. You need to let it dry. If you stab yourself or lick the arrows, you need to take the antitoxin, okay?
I'm not gonna lick it. It probably doesn't taste good.
I note you did not say anything about stabbing yourself.
Okay. I think this covers most of the logistics you guys wanted to do. Let me ask you guys this. how many days do you want to lie low in the boarding house? Want to wait till the 14th?
Well, we need to go and pick up the longsword and probably the chainmail and get them hit the runesmith.
Okay.
And if no, maybe we could take Renault out and let Hector stay behind.
You mean take Agnar out and let Renault stay behind?
Who did I give the potion to? I gave him to the wrong person. I'm sorry.
I'm Reynolds.
You gave Agnar an
I gave
antitoxin.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, he took it though. So.
Sorry.
Oh, how do I thought you were
Yeah, I
just,
know. Okay.
I thought you were just preparing.
That probably was not a bad idea.
Yeah, just give
But yeah, we take
both of them one.
Fair enough. I can do that. Anywho's, other than doing that, I can't. That's not what I wanted to do. Why are you being?
I'm gonna stay
Stupid
low and out of
today.
sight. That's my vote.
Thank you.
What day is it today again?
Today is the
Where's
11th.
Okay, so we have 3 days
Yes.
till the 14th. And then the knight is supposed to
There it
arrive on the 14th or 15th.
The knight is supposed to arrive on the 14th. And Cara said that Redgrass and the troops might be ready to go on the 15th.
Okay. Then yeah, I think it's pick up our stuff tomorrow. Prepare for the night. I don't know. I don't think Vera has anything she wants to do in advance. Unless we info gather on the Charon.
On the Charon?
Yep.
Okay. Well, none of that can be accomplished inside of 6 minutes. So, I'm gonna go ahead and call the session just a tad bit early tonight. Just a smidgen. I hope everybody had a good time. I'm glad everybody came out. And
Oh God, yes.
for those of you who stopped by in Twitch, I hope you stick around for the next session, which is starting at 8:30. We have a 30-minute intermission. So, stick around for session 3 of A Door of Eternity. And I hope everybody has a good rest of your evening.
Yes.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye all.